So now your river is blood.
I wonder if it was like usable blood. Like, could you like take
Boil
it out and use it for like? I mean, like nowadays, could you take it out and then use it for like transfusions?
There's a question.
Or was
What
it?
blood type was it? Oh, negative.
It's got to be negative.
But you got to know that had to stink too.
That's what.
I mean, blood
blood smells, especially a lot of blood.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back to the podcast, Redeem. I think we've got it all planned out for what we're going to talk about today.
I already forgot.
I already forgot. Checks out. That makes sense to me.
We get to start in on the plagues and signs.
Yes.
Which I think is fun.
Yeah.
It was not fun for
Not
me.
fun for them.
No, it's fun to read about, but I wouldn't have
It's
wanted
fun to
to
read about,
experience it.
Living it? Nah.
No.
So, once again, the Lord says, after like everything we talked about, we talked about last time, sage is set, you gotta go back to Pharaoh.
Yep.
And basically, he kind of lines out exactly what they're going to say, and he says if they don't listen, then this is what you're going to do. And so they go, and the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, So then Moses and Aaron go before Pharaoh. Yep. There we go. And they say exactly what the Lord tells them to, and of course Pharaoh doesn't believe. So what does Aaron do?
Throw the staff.
Throw the staff.
Throw
Now, we know what's going to happen to that staff.
Yep.
It's been thrown on the ground before. I wonder if it turned into a snake every time he dropped it.
I want to know, did he make it like a production? Okay, Pharaoh, I guess we'll leave. And he turns around, ha!
Or it was like, oh no, we're going to drop it. And then
Pharaoh's like, what's wrong with this guy? And then all of a sudden the staff
Yeah.
just turns into a snake.
Yeah.
I just wonder.
Mm-hmm. Now, the amazing part to me is it doesn't seem like it surprises Pharaoh that much.
No.
I mean, he's not like, oh yeah.
He's like, I'll take that snake and I'll raise you.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know how many snakes.
And so then my question is, how did the sorcerers do it?
I don't know.
I mean, how do you make a staff turn into a snake?
I don't know. You'd have to ask David Copperfield probably.
I mean, I don't know.
Place a call.
They were good. They were good sorcerers. And so Pharaoh calls in his magicians, and they boom do the same thing, throw their sticks on the ground, and theirs also became snakes.
Until
And I just love God because he just got to one up them every time.
Yeah.
Aaron's snake ate all the other snakes.
Yep. Obviously.
And just like that, now you have no snakes.
Now you have no snakes. And I have a really big snake.
Crazy turn of events. See how fast that happened to you?
And it's just so God. That's what God does. You think you can't compete with him, and then he
can't.
ups it just a little bit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
That
it
just
doesn't
made
sound
Pharaoh.
like much, but if I was Pharaoh, I'd be going, okay.
Like, really? Really, guys? Those are the snakes you made?
Yeah, he probably killed one of those sorcerers.
Yeah, probably. Okay, and what happens? Pharaoh's heart, of course.
Oh, yeah, no, that didn't work. Pharaoh
No.
didn't respect that move at all.
No. It says that yet Pharaoh's heart became hard, and he would not listen to them, just as the Lord said. So
God's going to one-up it again.
So here we go. We got to go again. So then the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh's heart is unyielding. He refuses to let the people go. Go to Pharaoh in the morning. As he goes out to the river, confront him at the bank of the Nile. And Moses probably is like, again, Lord?
We have to go back.
Really?
I want to know how long of a walk it was each day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this one's you have to go to a different place now.
That's what I mean.
Go where he goes to the river.
And you had to think that, Pharaoh on the other hand, too, by the third time he's come, it's like, let me guess.
Yeah.
What do you got today?
Let me guess. Let my people go.
Uh-huh.
Wait, let my people go? Yeah.
I mean, I understand that God hardened Pharaoh's heart. I get that part of it. But at some point, Pharaoh just had to think, like,
get out of here.
Maybe they should just leave.
Yeah.
I'm getting really sick of
As
this.
long as you go with them, I don't care anymore.
And wasn't there a couple times where he did change his mind and say, okay, please, just take them. Just make the plagues go away.
Yeah.
And then as they start to get packed up, he's like, no.
Yeah.
change my mind.
Get back here.
Yeah, we'll get to that next week.
Yeah. So anyway, then of course we had the snake the staff that changed into a snake, and now we're meeting Pharaoh down by the river. And the Lord said to Moses, of course he says, let my people go. Pharaoh says no. Lord says to Moses, tell Aaron, take your staff, stretch it out over the waters of Egypt, over the streams and the canals, over the ponds and all the reservoirs, and they will turn to blood. Blood will be everywhere in Egypt, even in vessels of wood and stone.
That part's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously it's crazy that they turned all the water in Egypt to blood.
Mm-hmm.
But then
every
even
little-
in the stone
Yeah.
and the wood, that's insane.
Yeah.
The guy's out there just splitting wood one day, and all of a sudden he splits a round and just...
Yeah.
It's like, what was in that?
Yeah. And I mean, and it was nasty. I mean, the fish in the Nile will die, and the river will stink, and the Egyptians will not be able to drink its water.
Yeah, because it's not water anymore.
Blood.
So Moses and Aaron did just as the Lord commanded. He raised his staff in the presence of Pharaoh and his officials and struck the water of the Nile, and all the water changed into blood. The fish in the Nile, guess what? They died. And the river smelled so bad that the Egyptians could not drink its water. Blood was everywhere in Egypt. But the Egyptian magicians did the same thing. Now, where'd they get the water?
That's what I was going to ask, too. What did they turn to blood?
Must have had some
Like a pot of water
pots
they
of
had.
water.
Yeah, but it said the pots too.
It's another one we'll pop in the VHS when we get
Yeah.
to heaven.
I don't know.
It's a great
It says,
question.
because it says, over the streams, canals, over the ponds, and all reservoirs, and they will turn to blood. Blood will be everywhere in Egypt, even in vessels made of wood and stone.
Well, so it does say, though, even at the end...
It does say at the end, though, that
they were digging...
Yep.
The Egyptians were able to dig along the river and
To get
tap
drinking
some
water.
spring water that had not been contaminated by the Nile.
So then the magicians came in and turned that to blood.
Yeah. Come on.
We did it. We found water. What? It's blood? Pharaoh's like, sorry, guys. That was me.
Yeah.
My bad.
I had to prove a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And so the magicians did the same thing. They turned it to they turned it to blood.
Yep.
And I like this part. It says Pharaoh's heart became hard. He would not listen to Moses and Aaron. Instead, he turned and went into his palace and didn't even take this to heart. Like it wasn't even a big
Like,
deal.
whatever.
My
This is
sorcerers,
stupid anyway.
My sorcerers just knocked that out too, dude. Bring a cool trick.
Yeah. Interesting guy, that Pharaoh.
And so we have two signs now. We've got a snake and some blood, and still Pharaoh's mind is still not turned.
Nope.
I mean, it's only gonna get worse from here.
Yep.
If you notice, each one of these signs just kind of escalates a little bit. So we had a snake. Okay, that didn't do it. We have blood. Okay, that didn't do it.
No.
Let's try something else.
It takes a pretty intense sign to finally get through
Yeah.
to Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Good literary term. For a PE teacher.
I almost taught English.
He's working on his master's degree.
Yeah, that's true.
Lifelong learner.
Lifelong learner.
So there's two of the plagues that we got going on. That's where we're going to leave it for this time. Like I said, I just think it's just interesting to see the Lord working behind the scenes. It takes a lot of courage of Moses and Aaron because at some point, Moses and Aaron have got to be thinking,
We
Pharaoh
could die.
Pharaoh could kill me.
He
at
could
any
just
point.
snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, if the Lord's telling you to go and do it, you're probably relatively safe because He's probably going to protect you.
Yep.
Because obviously your job's not done.
Right.
But at the same
But
time,
still,
Your human nature does.
it's got to be in the
kick
back of your mind.
yeah.
So, Pharaoh could just snap and cut my head off right now.
Yeah. And, that'll be fun to talk to Moses and Aaron when I get to heaven and be like,
How are you feeling during
Yeah.
this?
What emotions were you feeling out there?
and just the fact that they had to keep going back and going back and going back. Lord's like, nope, go try again. Nope, go try again.
Hit him again.
Yeah.
And then also just to be there had to be something pretty cool for Moses and Aaron just to see the power of God and what's going on. Okay, so you saw the snake. Okay, great. I saw that trick.
Yeah.
But then now you have
Blood.
him striking the Nile River and all of a sudden comes blood. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And so I wonder how that. So I wonder if it's just sometimes like I wonder if just all the blood kind of ran out eventually and turned back to water,
Or just changed.
or just changed after a little while. I mean, it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Fair question.
Just it'd be cool questions to ask.
Yeah.
Because I know that if you go to the Nile now, it's water.
Yeah. It's not blood.
Yeah, it's not blood, so it didn't stay blood.
Nope.
That's a fair point.
So,
I don't know.
like I said, it'll be fun to. I'm gonna spend a lot of time with those VHS tapes.
Yeah. Well, don't forget to rewind them before you put them back.
That's true.
What
True.
is it? Be kind, rewind.
Yeah, be kind, rewind.
Rewind. Just saying.
So that's all we're going to cover this time. We'll cover a couple more plagues in the next one. Because, like I said, I think they're a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys have a good week, and we'll see you next time.